This is the Thayer Podcast for Thursday, November 9th, 2023. There's been a lot of talk lately about who the vice presidential candidates could or should be for President Biden and former President Trump, should they be the primary choices next year. The parties seem dead set on nominating both men for the 2024 presidential election. The question that keeps coming up, though, is who will be their running mates? Trump appears to have pretty much carte blanche for his number two. Let's see. There's Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis, former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley, the Donald's former Vice President Mike Pence, South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem, and the one-time Phoenix TV News anchor and candidate for Arizona Governor Kari Lake. Seems like they all had the governor's office in their political sights at one time or another. Although there are a lot of reasons to exclude him, a good candidate for vice president could be Robert Kennedy Jr., even if he has declared himself the Democrat-turned-independent candidate for president. After all, he is a Kennedy, with the capacity to queer the election in favor of incumbent Joe Biden by pulling more middle-of-the-road conservatives out of the Republican voting pool. There are any number of great running mates for Robert Kennedy's run for president. Arizona Democrat-turned-independent Senator Kyrsten Sinema comes to mind as a prime candidate, one who could help flip the Grand Canyon state independent. Right now, there are more independents registered to vote in Arizona than either Republicans or Democrats. Then there's the Democrat from West Virginia, Joe Manchin, who teamed up with Kyrsten Sinema to confound the liberals in the Senate, combining their moderation to stop the libs cold. The pair made a good team for maintaining moderation, but it's unlikely they could run together for president and vice president, even if Manchin switched to independent like Sinema. However, Manchin could switch to independent if they wanted him to complement the Kennedy ticket. Now that could be a blockbuster. Is there any question the Democrats will keep a strong, loyal majority under the tent for Joe Biden? It'll take a lot more than a waffling press corps and a mainstream media that can't decide whether Biden is a good bet or a crazy old geezer. Who could the Democrats field with the president that would attract skittish, middle-of-the-road Democrats solidly back into the fold? Well, there's a lot of talk out there about California Governor Gavin Newsom and Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer as viable running mates for Joe Biden. There's also a lot of talk that Vice President Kamala Harris's goose is cooked. But not a lot of credence can be given to those media tales when there is little meat on the bones of some of the stories being cooked up about the Veep almost daily anymore. If I was asked to predict who would be running for vice president with the declared presidential candidates, I'd have to say I have no clue. The water's still too muddy for my money. So I think I'll just wash my swimsuit and maybe go for a dip sometime next year when it might be easier to improvise, adapt, overcome. Semper Fi.